you write a lot about habit formation being tied to our identities. And to me, this is one of the most powerful ideas in the book is it's the story we tell ourselves about who we are that can really start to change things for us. I wonder, can you dive into that a little bit? How identity and how we think of ourselves helps to form habits?
Sure. So this is a topic I call identity-based habits. I sort of unpack it fully in the second chapter of the book. And I think this is the real reason, the deeper reason that habits matter. The
Mm,
surface level reason that they matter are all the things that we usually say. They'll habits can help you be more productive or make more money or lose weight or reduce stress. And it's true, habits can do all that stuff, and that is great. It's valuable that they can deliver those kind of results. But I think the deeper reason they matter is that your habits reinforce your desired identity. They provide evidence of the type of person you are. They reinforce an element or an aspect of your story because every action you take is like a vote for the type of person you wish to become. And so, whenever you're performing a habit, you are casting a vote for that element of your identity or that aspect of who you are.
mm,
In a sense, it's kind of like your habits are how you embody a particular identity or a particular element of your story. So, like every day that you make your bed, you embody the identity of someone who is clean and organized. Or if you do one push up, even though it doesn't transform your body, you do cast a vote for I'm the type of person who doesn't miss workouts, and you embody the identity of someone who is fit. If you write one sentence, you embody the identity of someone who is a writer. And so these behaviors are providing evidence of the type of person that you are. And this is a little bit different than what you often hear. Like you often hear people say something like, fake it till you make it.
mm.
And, I don't necessarily have anything wrong with fake it till you make it. It's asking you to believe something positive about yourself, but it's asking you to believe something positive without having evidence for it. And we have a word for beliefs that don't have evidence. We call it delusion.
Right.
Like you've
Yeah.
got this mismatch between what you say you're doing and what who you say you are and what you're actually doing.
Mm,
And so my argument is to let the behavior lead the way. To start with one push up or meditating for 1 minute or, running around the block one time, and
mm.
to let that be evidence that in that moment you were a writer or a meditator or a runner or whatever the particular aspect of your identity is that you're trying to focus on.
Mm.
So I think that's really a key question that you can ask early on. Like what type of identity am I trying to reinforce? What type of person am I trying to become? And which habits reinforce or accentuate that identity?
Yeah. Yeah, I think of that's such a powerful framework around the idea because when you can get around that, I think to your point, it can kind of feel superficial, like especially habit building if you first start out with it, like, oh, I just want to eat healthier, and things along those lines, or I want to write blogs, or I want to make YouTube videos, or whatever your thing you're wanting to do. But if you don't like dig down deeper into that core identity of who you're wanting to become or what you're trying to be like, um, you're kind of just going to it's going to be short-sighted. You're not going to last very long because that identity won't be solidified in who you're becoming. And I think that's a really powerful way to think about it.
Well, people, this I think is a pretty common thing. I've certainly experienced it. I think a lot of people have gone through something like this, where you kind of have this yo-yo pattern where you're like going back and forth or up and down between
Mm,
your habits. So, you sign up for a half marathon and you do the race, and that's like motivating you to train the whole time. And then once the race is over, you stop training because you don't have this target, this goal that you're shooting for anymore. And then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 or 4 months pass, and you're like, "Damn, I haven't run at all. Like,
mm,
I got to get back out and train more." And so you kind of like oscillate back and forth between like doing it and not doing it. And this is why I say, like, look, the real goal isn't to run a half marathon. The goal is to become a runner. Like the goal
mm,
is not to do a silent meditation retreat, it's to become a meditator.
right.
And once you start to adopt that identity, once you start to believe more deeply and like, look, this is just who I am. Like I go for runs because I'm a runner,
Mm,
or I write because I'm a writer. Then it becomes easier to stick with it to a certain degree. It's less about the performance. It's less about any individual result, and it's more about just showing up as that kind of person.
right.
So ultimately, I think that's kind of where we're trying to get to. And there are strategies you can use along the way, many of which I cover in the book.
Right.
But the ultimate outcome is like, let me be that kind of person.